Imagine navigating an endless maze of flickering fluorescent lights and beige office walls. This is the Backrooms. Born from a 2020 Reddit thread, it evolved into a psychological horror game where every door could lead to danger. Players experience disorientation, strange noises, and hazards like poison or earthquakes. The game's rules are mysterious, with some claiming to loop indefinitely. It blends real-life survival uncertainty with digital folklore. The Backrooms weaponizes disorientation by warping familiar office spaces into a labyrinth where doors open uncontrollably and flashlights flicker. This design exploits psychological horror. Your brain, starved of context, betrays you. Every turn risks a loop or a monster lurking in the shadows, turning sanity itself into the game's deadliest hazard. The Backrooms uses perceptual tricks to disorient you. Flickering lights and eerie sounds make it hard to focus, while doors open unpredictably, breaking your sense of control. The game plays on fear by making familiar spaces feel alien, using visual glitches and loops to confuse your memory. It's not just about monsters. It's about the terror of losing grip on reality itself. In the Backrooms, the real horror isn't just monsters, it's the maze itself. Imagine endless fluorescent corridors where doors open uncontrollably. Your flashlight flickers like a dying heartbeat, and your memory betrays you. Every turn feels familiar, yet nothing looks the same. That's the game's genius. It strips away context, making you question if you're looping or losing your mind. It's not about escape. It's about the terror of being trapped in your own disorientation. Every creak, every whisper in the Backrooms isn't just background noise. It's a psychological weapon. Imagine walking down a hallway where the air itself feels thick with static, your flashlight flickering like a dying pulse. Then, suddenly, a voice murmurs from behind you. But when you turn, there's nothing. Your brain fills in the gap because the game knows that silence is scarier than any monster. The sound design doesn't just set the mood, it manipulates your perception, making you question if those whispers are echoes of your own mind or something far more sinister. It's not about jump scares. It's about making you feel like you're losing touch with reality, one distorted syllable at a time. In the Backrooms, your flashlight isn't just a tool. It's a ticking bomb of paranoia. It flickers like a dying heartbeat, casting long, unstable shadows that stretch and twist with every step you take. But here's the kicker. It's not the darkness that gets you. It's the way the light betrays you. Doors open uncontrollably, illuminating paths only to slam shut behind you, leaving you stranded in a pocket of flickering glow. Your flashlight's battery drains faster than your sanity, its beam shrinking like a life force being sapped away. And when it finally dies, that's not the end. It's just another layer of disorientation, forcing you to navigate by memory alone, in complete darkness. The game doesn't just hide monsters in the dark. It hides the truth about where you've been and where you're going. Imagine stepping into a fluorescent-lit maze where every corridor feels like a loop, your flashlight flickering like a dying heartbeat. The air hums with static, and voices whisper just beyond your reach only to vanish when you turn. You've seen this hallway before, yet nothing aligns. Is it a monster lurking in the dark, or is your mind playing tricks? The Backrooms doesn't show its monsters. It lets your imagination fill the gaps, making every shadow a potential threat. That's the terror. You're not just lost, you're unraveling. In the Backrooms, every door you pass could be a test or a trap. Some open on their own, others slam shut without reason. Your flashlight flickers like it's alive, casting shadows that stretch too long. But here's the twist. Those shadows don't just hide monsters. They distort time itself. You might spend minutes in one hallway, only to find yourself back where you started. The game doesn't just scare you, it rewrites your memory. Is that a loop? A glitch? Or something worse? The rules aren't written. They're buried in the static, waiting for you to figure them out. And if you fail, you'll keep walking forever. In the Backrooms, silence isn't empty. It's alive. Every creak, every distant echo, feels like a whisper meant just for you. The game doesn't show monsters. It lets your mind fill in the gaps. A flickering light might reveal a path, only for it to vanish as you step forward, leaving you questioning if you imagined it or if something else was there all along. Doors open on their own, slamming shut without reason, rewriting the rules of movement itself. You might swear you've seen this hallway before, but the details don't match, just like your memory. The Backrooms is unreliable. It's not about what you see. It's about what you feel you've seen. That uncertainty, that's the horror. And once you start doubting your own mind, there's no coming back. Imagine starting with a simple joke about office space's fluorescent lights buzzing overhead, cubicles stretching endlessly, the hum of computers that feel alive. That was The Backrooms in 2019. A meme, a prank, a way to mock the mundane. But something shifted. Players began sharing their experiences, footage glitching at the edges, voices whispering static, doors opening on their own. Suddenly, this joke had teeth. The Backrooms evolved not because it needed to, but because players demanded more, deeper lore, hidden paths. A game that felt like a shared nightmare. It wasn't just about scares. It was about the rules being rewritten in real time, about memory betraying you, about the game adapting to your fear. That's how a meme became a masterpiece, because horror thrives on what players bring to the table, not just what's scripted. In 2019, The Backrooms started as a joke, a glitchy office space meme where players pranked each other with static-filled footage and distorted sounds. But something changed. Players began sharing experiences that felt real, doors opening on their own, voices whispering through the static, paths looping endlessly. It wasn't just about scares. It was about memory betraying you. The game adapted to players' fears, rewriting itself in real time. That's how a meme became a masterpiece, because horror isn't just what's scripted, it's what players bring to the table. In 2019, The Backrooms was just a meme, a glitchy, distorted office space joke shared online. But as players started recording their own footage, something unexpected happened. They described doors opening on their own, whispers in the static, and paths that looped endlessly. Was it the game adapting to them, or were they losing grip on reality? The meme evolved because horror thrives on uncertainty. Players didn't just play. They became part of the experiment, rewriting the rules as they went. That's how a joke turned into a masterpiece. Because fear isn't scripted, it's shared. In 2019, The Backrooms began as a simple joke, a distorted office space meme, with glitchy footage and static-filled sounds. But something shifted when players started sharing their own recordings. Doors opened on their own, whispers emerged from the noise, and paths looped endlessly. Was it the game adapting to them, or were they losing grip on reality? The meme evolved because horror thrives on uncertainty. Players didn't just play. They became part of the experiment, rewriting the rules as they went. That's how a joke turned into a masterpiece. Because fear isn't scripted, it's shared. In the early days of The Backrooms, players expected a simple horror experience. But as they delved deeper, they realized something unsettling. The game wasn't just about scares. It was about memory. Doors that should have stayed closed opened on their own. Paths looped endlessly, making players question if they were trapped in an endless cycle. The game adapted to each player's fears, rewriting itself in real time. That's how a meme became a masterpiece. Because horror isn't just